Why we cancel people living with HIV? I think those that are still HIV free, those people should even be the target audience.
So I saw something recently on TikTok about this guy that has been positive for over 7 years,
Okay.
and he has been living in denial, and he infected over 400 women in
Wow.
Abuja. Aside from infecting over 400 women, you still share sharp objects with other people. Hi everyone, my name is Raji Zainab, and we are from Sky Media TV. I have here Mr. Emmanuel,
Yeah, my name is Emmanuel Kirimonu.
and I have here Mrs. Irene.
My name is Irene Molori.
We are here to discuss HIV. We just want to chit chat of HIV, AIDS. The spread. Mr. Emmanuel, what's your take on HIV?
Okay. I think for me, HIV has been a disease I've been for a very long time.
Yeah.
But it's like it's just it faded away. After the coming of COVID. I know during the COVID, when COVID and Ebola came, so nobody is now talking about HIV. So it's just as if HIV no longer exists. So I mean, bringing the topic this today, I mean, it's a very interesting, it's very good. I mean,
Ms.
for us
Irene,
to
what do you think about it?
Yeah, I think it's a welcome idea for us to visit this topic on HIV because, like Mr. Emmanuel said, everybody has gone to sleep as regard that virus. Like it does no longer exist. The last time I hear people discuss about HIV and AIDS was about 11 or 13 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, because actually my last test on HIV was 2014. So you can
Really?
imagine, yeah.
But you're supposed to, have a checkup every three months.
No, on a norm, it was supposed to be every six months.
Okay.
Yes, it was supposed to be every 6 months. Then, when it was six months, that was when the publicity for the virus was very high. People go to, even when you go to your offices, when you go to offices, it is mandatory that people do their routine
Test,
check
yeah.
every 6 months. But these days, it's no longer like that. Everybody has just forgotten
Everything
about.
just died. People just
Yes.
see HIV as malaria and stuff like that. Meanwhile, the virus is a very deadly virus. And I think we need to, they need to publicize the knowledge more for
Yes.
our youths, not even our youths, our older people. A whole lot of people are living with HIV and they are living in denial.
Even
They don't even
yeah,
children.
know because
I
Even
think
they hardly
children.
go for tests, they hardly do all these things.
okay.
And now that they withdraw the support for HIV and all,
Yes,
I mean, it's
yes,
going to be
yes.
chaotic.
I think from what you just said now, I think
Yeah.
this is where the government even need to come, and the government is coming on this. Even the National Orientation Agency, they are not doing anything about it. Nobody is creating awareness. Nobody is letting us know about HIV. So
The
at
truth
least,
is, the truth is, just like you said, the National Orientation Agency and all other bodies that are supposed to be involved, they are not really doing much because of the situation of the country, our policy, as in the government system of the country. But let's not go into that. Just like he said, we still need more of publicity, especially in schools, in churches, places of work, everywhere.
I even
Because I remember then there used to be this loud noise about publicity. Anywhere you go to, you see banners, you
yeah,
see
go for tests, it's free,
yes,
this, that. There's
yes.
even this news recently. I saw this
There's
video
always
about
campaign
um
about
this
awareness for HIV and AIDS,
okay,
just
yeah.
like that.
So I saw something recently on TikTok about this guy that has been positive for over 7 years,
okay,
and he has been living in denial, and he infected over 400 women in
Wow.
Abuja.
wow, wow,
So what's your take on that kind of person?
hmm.
Imagine, okay, recently I saw a video of this particular guy. He went to a barber shop, then he wanted to use the barber's clipper, and I think the manager said they should not barb the hair for him, and he was like, okay, the stigmatization is real, this, that. What's your take on that kind of person? Why would you have HIV without having your own clipper, aside from infecting over 400 women, you still share sharp objects with other people. What's your take on that kind of person?
I think for me, what you just said now is an intentional and wicked act.
Yes.
Why I said so is, you know yourself, you know you have HIV, and instead of you now to at least in a way manage this disease by probably
Within
getting
yourself
your own clipper,
and not getting
not
others
in using not
affected.
Others.
using
I
a
think the
public
guy
energy.
needs to
You
be
in
checked psychologically because
That is wickedness.
I
See,
don't
the
know.
truth is,
I'm not going to. I don't want to see it as being wicked. I just want to see him like he's living in denial that he has this disease. And acceptance is key. If you accept that you have this disease, go for your medication, reduce the viral load so you don't infect others. I don't know
exactly.
if I can call it being wicked or being ignorant. I don't even know the
Okay,
right
should I
English to
use,
use for the
okay,
guy.
probably is ignorant. Yes, I probably is ignorant. See, the truth is, just like you said earlier on, that the information has reduced, it has drastically reduced.
Yeah.
People just think that, when it comes to HIV, what comes to mind is sex. People just think it's just through sex alone that you can catch the disease or
Mm-hmm.
you can get affected. So that is why we need to start preaching more of how people can get affected. You can just go to a medicure, a pedicure shop,
Yeah.
and you could get affected as well.
Of course.
So we have to be
So many people do
conscious.
all these pedicure things,
Yes.
roadside, they
Mm-hmm.
share
Yes.
cortical, they do, different kind of things. There are a whole lot of ways we can get this
Yes. So
virus. I
that is
think we
why
need
we
to
have to
educate our youths more.
and start analyzing different ways in which people can get this virus. Because so many people just think that getting affected is only through sex. See,
Mhm.
whether we like it or not, yes, people get affected through sex, but about 85, or let me just say 75 people get affected through other means,
Mhm.
sharp objects and all other sources of getting affected
Okay.
as well. So people should not just narrow it down to it is only when you get in contact sexually with someone that's when you get affected. So the moment we start doing more of educating people on how they can get affected without.
Then, aside from that, we need to educate those that are actually living with HIV more. I believe they should have counselors that would counsel them.
See, they
Even
do.
before you go for the test, the counselors will talk to you. Even if you have HIV, you
Yeah,
should do this. You can live your life. You can da 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 da. So I think they need to have more counselors to
they actually
counsel
do
them
that.
about the disease. They need to make them understand that you have it, you already have it. Take your medications, stay away from some certain kind of things, because in this guy's situation, it's not like they've not spoken to him about things to do and things not to do. I feel like he's just being ignorant, or he just
Not
feels,
adhering
yeah,
to
he just feels it's
instructions.
not real. Then he's just having, affair with, different kind of women
Okay, sorry,
around.
No,
sorry. From
So,
what you just said now,
yeah.
when we use the word ignorance, I stand to I stand to be corrected here. I don't see that as ignorance, because already you know that you have HIV. You know what already.
you're right.
And now you have been, I mean, you were terminated from your office had to give you your HMO to go and check your status, right? And you
Mhm.
know that you have this
Virus.
virus already on you. So why did you now decide? You now decide to sleep with you slept with 400 girls
Mhm.
and you infected them. I won't call that ignorance.
You're right.
I
Because
won't call it
actually before
ignorance.
you
It's not
get
one
But do
girl,
you know
not two
there are a
girls,
whole
not
lot
20
of people
girls.
that are HIV positive and they are living in denial that they don't have it?
that's
The
no
guy, you know what? We should even be grateful that that kind of person is outside and saying it. We have a lot of people that have
people,
this disease
that's
and
wickedness.
they don't even accept
In short,
that
that's
they have that
witchcraft self,
Okay,
disease
not
I
even
and
think
they're actually
wickedness.
spreading it
okay,
around.
okay.
So, what I think we need to do is we should work more on those that are living with HIV and are not ready for the acceptance,
See,
then we will be able to publicize. We should publicize more.
Okay.
We should talk more on HIV. We should, lecture people more about it, things to do, things not to do, and you understand what I'm saying. So I don't know. I mean,
see why we cancel people living with HIV? I think those that are still HIV free, those people should even be the target audience. Yes, because now they have not been affected yet. So they have everything to lose by the time they get affected. For those that are affected already, they have nothing to lose. All they just need to do is um, um, up
Take their
to bring
drugs.
up, yes, to bring their medication to be up to speed with their medication. Do you understand? But those that are not yet affected, they should be the one that should hear more of this preaching, because they should guide themselves against every occasions that will get them affected, regardless of they should get themselves, they should protect themselves. So they need to hear more of this information so that they will guide themselves sex wise, safety wise, and all other ways of safeguarding themselves of it.
Okay, I think you're very right about it. And like for me, what I would suggest is, I think this is where the government need to play a very vital role. The government need to create that sensitization. Everybody needs to be aware of what is
see
going on.
see
let's talk about the government.
leave the
Okay.
government
Do you
out
know
of
they've even
this.
stopped funding us with this free medication? HIV
that is
medication now
that
is
is
free.
because
Okay.
Trump that is
Now
because
it's
Trump
no
cut
longer
that off.
free.
Okay.
So the drugs are going to be expensive. We
Yes.
need to stay safe. Let's even let the government relax. Maybe
See,
there's chronic care for now. Let me speak.
Okay.
let me tell
Yes,
you,
we
you
should
see,
talk about ourselves now. We
ourselves,
should think of how to protect
take it
ourselves,
away
how to
from the
stay
government.
guided.
Okay.
Because imagine going to buy HIV drug for 35-50K.
Do you know
Not
how
every
much it is
Nigerian
to
will be able
no
to
no
afford
no
it
no no? Do
though.
you know how
Ah,
much it is to cure malaria right now? If you want
I
to
don't.
cure yes, if you want to cure malaria right now, you must have a good amount of money
Mm-hmm.
to cure malaria. So you can now imagine someone living with HIV. You need all these antiretroviral drugs.
Mm-hmm.
They are not cheap.
At all.
They are not cheap. So
At
for
all.
that reason, let's just take the government out of this.
Mm-hmm.
See, many a times when we talk about government, we already know the situation we are in.
Mm-hmm.
The government will do little or
Mm-hmm.
nothing. So you that is directly infected, you should be the one that should be at the top of your game in order to safeguard yourself of the menace.
Okay. Well, you're right about that. I think we just need to be careful, be conscious of how just you use the word, how to, we have to just be conscious of the things we do
The
in
truth
order
is,
for us
people
not
think
to
that there is
be
no more
infected.
HIV.
And we need to
people
make them
people think that
understand
there is no
that
more. See, there is still
HIV is real,
HIV, there is still
AIDS is
AIDS.
real,
Yes, and it is within us.
and it's not even going
In short,
anytime soon. There's no cure for it.
AIDS
You
is,
just have to be
HIV and
taking
AIDS
your
is here to
medications.
stay, just like the malaria that we know.
Honestly.
So the only thing that we'll need to do is to be sure that we get tested on a regular basis.
Okay.
To be sure that
Do
then
every
then
3
now
months
that is
checkup.
when you get tested on a regular basis, you are a step ahead. Then another thing is when you are now affected and you know your status as an affected person, there are drugs you should take, there are foods you should eat, at least to keep healthy, to stay healthy. There are food you should eat, there are drugs you should take, and there are timing to these things. So you adhere strictly to the instructions of those of people living with HIV. And when you do that, then you see that, okay, you have a healthy lifestyle. And for those that are not affected, you know the best way of safeguarding yourself of being affected.
Okay.
Like you said, the key is more of information.
Abstinence.
And my
More of
Abstinence, yeah.
information. Being careful. You can't be too careful, but
You can't be too
you
careful.
need to be extremely careful.
Yeah.
If you want to make your hair, go with your hair treatment, go with everything you need to make your hair. If you want
Okay.
to barb, go with your clippers, go with, everything you need to
That will
use
be all
for
for
your
now.
barbing. If you
On
want to
Let's
go for
Talk. See you
pedicure,
next time.
go
With your
with
Bye.
your cuticle,
items.
go with everything you need for. I know you can't be too careful, but you can
Yeah.
also be careful.
Yeah.
If you don't have it, try your best to stay out of it. And once you're living with HIV, always take your medication.
Okay.
Early detection is key.
Yeah.
Once you go for your test every 3 months and you discover early that okay, you are infected with this virus, you start your medications immediately so you can break the viral load of
Okay.
the
Yeah.
disease. That will be all for now on Let's Talk. See you next time. Bye.